I have so much to say now. I get up here, I get a little bit nervous seeing all these beautiful faces. I mean, first and foremost, I just want to give thanks to all the staff here for the amazing work that you do. I want to thank all those who had the opportunity to come up here and speak as well. So inspiring how this program has not only changed your life, but how you being a part of it is changing the lives of others as well. Um, I want to say about a year ago, I was diagnosed with ALS, and it was a very, very difficult moment. Um, I'm a person that has been very active in sports, work construction. I love to run and play with my family and my kids and my grandchildren. And all of a sudden, I'm having trouble walking. And at first, I was misdiagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, and they told me that it's not going to get worse; it might even get better, but it continued to progress. So last year of August, they came with definitive diagnosis of ALS. I did get a second opinion, and they told me the same thing, and it was hard. It was difficult. Just knowing that my life had a time on it or limit on it. And there's no words that I can say up here that can really grasp the impact that it had on me and my family. Specifically being the man of the house, the provider, the go-getter. When something needed to get fixed and get done, I was on top of it. I was blessed, to build things with my hands. I started getting to that place where I couldn't really walk anymore. I have two steps in front of my house that in order for me to get outside, I had to sit on the floor, kind of like drag myself down the steps. And then my wife and my daughter or my sons would have to lift me up, into my walker at the time. And, I'm in a neighborhood where I've done work in people's houses. I'm in a neighborhood where a lot of people looked up to me when they needed something. And here it is where now I'm in a neighborhood where people have seen me drag myself across the floor. And coming back home, it was even more difficult to get up the stairs. So I had to get off the walker and sit on the steps and have my family kind of like drag me back in the house. It came to the point where I didn't want to go outside. It came to the point where I didn't even want to go outside anymore. And I don't know if anyone has ever experienced this where you don't go outside for a really long time and life just starts to consume you. The shame, the guilt, even the point of self condemnation, the blaming, the anger, the resentment, it starts to eat you from the inside out. And I started getting to a point where I said I gotta do something here. And I started going online and seeking how can I get help. And I had reached out to some places to try to get a ramp on my house, but the quotes were astronomical, and I couldn't afford it. I'm not working anymore. All the bills and responsibilities are on my wife, and the pressure's on her as well. And I end up bumping into Also's website, and I reached out, and it was just like God opening a door. And I got a chance to speak with Leslie Tracy, and it was like I don't know what she has inside of her, but she's like 100 miles a minute getting it done, making sure that she's um understanding what you need and making it happen. And whenever I called her, she picked up. If she didn't pick up, she called back right away. And it was that attitude, was that patience, that attention, that love, that attention to details, that really comfort me. And this different moment. And she she came to my house and she did a full assessment and she told me what I needed so I can be safe because I had no idea. All I know is that, I couldn't even think straight. I was so overwhelmed. And she was once again assessing my home and she asked me to take a couple of steps here, walk over there, go into the bathroom so she can see exactly where I need to grab bars, exactly where my life needed attention so I can have a bit more quality of it. So I wouldn't have to worry about falling or being in danger. And I could take the time to focus on the things that were really important, like getting the attention I needed medically, spending time with my family and with my loved ones. Because something like this, if you don't have the support, the care, of places like also, it will consume you to a point where you just give up. And I hear stories all the time of people just giving up hope. And not only were they able to get me a ramp, that today I'm able to go outside and get some sun and get some fresh air and, cruise around the block in my new Cadillac, right? Not only am I able to do that, but I'm able to do it with some dignity now. I'm not crawling, on my legs and scratching my legs up on the steps to the point sometimes where, there's blood on my legs. To the point where there was blood on my legs sometimes because with this situation that I'm going through, I have no muscle control in my legs. So I try to move a certain way. Sometimes they have a mind of their own and go somewhere else, right? That's another story and a joke of itself. But at the end of the day, it also has done so much to help me to regain some self confidence, self respect, some dignity, and not only did they put a ramp, not only grab bars, but they gave me a power chair that goes down to my basement as well. And then Ray came to the house and he said, you know what, you need some help here. And he's another one that educated me. I thought I knew about technology and I was trying to talk to him and he was so patient and kind. Like, yeah, which why I tell this guy what he really can get, right? And he really helped me out a lot with the smart locks. I use them all the time with the cameras, like when you said, being either on my bed or on my wheelchair, and there's some action going on, whether in the backyard or on somebody's knocking on the front door. My smartwatch notifies me. I can go on my camera and I can see who it is. I can speak to them. I can open the door, or I can just ignore them if I want. Right? Um, and another issue I was going through with that night, so I don't have any light from my bedroom to the bathroom. So he had these motion sensor lights put in. So as soon as I go into the area, it'll light up. And I also got the smart lights. My wife says, you know what, this is enough. Right? It's Alexa, turn on the light. Alexa, make the light blue. Alexa, make the light red. So my kids, they joke about it a lot as well, but it has really been a comfort. There's an organization that cares enough and is intentional in the way they think about bettering someone's life. And I'm grateful to that. There's no words, they can ever express, how I feel about what you guys have done in my life. I think about words like patience, attention, love, comfort, security, safety. But what really warms my heart and I want to say is thank you. And look at you now, right? And this is why we do this. Exactly. Did you get rid of your wife with Alexa? She doesn't need that. Sometimes that's what it feels like, right? But the word that comes down more than anything is gratitude. I'm so grateful. And coming here today, I wanted to come here not only because I was invited, but because I wanted to see the heart of this organization and how it operated. Was it a one-woman show? Because we all know, right? There's organizations there where there might be one or two that really care, by coming here today, you can see that everyone cares. And I just want to tell you thank you.